you want to be brighter or not?
I don't think I need to be brighter.
Okay.
I already shine too bright. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the bitches be jealous.
Are we in the focal range?
Girl, I can't see that far.
I hope so. Okay. Oh no. Hello, you guys, and welcome to another episode of The Sip. I'm Ryland Adams, of course, joined by
Elizabeth home okay.
She's made it home okay.
It's dramatic today.
Although you're having dramatic house issues, but we'll get right into that. I think, first of all, we need to address the situation.
The elephants in the room.
And there's many at the moment. If we're not in focus, God bless us.
It's because Chris isn't here to help us, and we're helpless without Chris.
And it's not because we're Chris-less. Well, we're Chris-less because we had a disaster.
We had a disaster. A natural disaster, of which there was one hero.
Well, no, you didn't save the situation.
I mean, I've turned the power back on.
Okay, so we spent all day Monday doing our thing, really working hard to bring you the sip. And you know what happens to us? The power goes out.
Middle
and we
of
lose
all of it.
the episode.
What is this? You know what I mean? Like how... What?
This happened before and it was okay though, right?
We had stopped recording.
Let's not panic until we know for sure. It might be fine.
I'm scared.
Might be fine.
I don't know if we can redo that.
Yeah.
It would be weird as fuck if it didn't save, right?
I think it should. I'm gonna cut.
It would be weird. Oh, I'm literally on camera just itching my vagina right now. Well, the best parts of it, some would say.
Some would say all the best parts of the entire episode were down and gone. And we thought because there was an external microphone on top of the camera, oh, the audio mixer could make it work. This is going to be fine. And so...
It wasn't fine.
After we executed the whole thing, poor Chris... He edited all the angles for the show.
I still want to see that show, the last episode.
It's really so I really tried to make it work. I'm not one to let something go. If I spent time doing something, I really try to make it work. And it wasn't until 9 p.m. on Tuesday night when we post on Wednesdays that I called Lizzie and said, it's just not acceptable. Like, we can't deliver this to people.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that.
That and you were a little salty that day, and I'm just gonna. I mean, the top of show was nice.
Yeah.
But then we got into some hot toppies. And Lizzie, I don't know if you were just having like a bad day or and I fully embrace you expressing yourself and having an opinion on things. But
listen, no, here's the deal. You bring up Lady Gaga and I'm gonna have a bad fucking day.
Okay, let's not shit on Lady Gaga again. I'm excited. All I was saying is I really so the trailer for the Gucci movie has come out. And I very much so appreciate that Lady Gaga has never...
Oh, now he says it right.
Never let the world put her in a box. Like, it is very impressive that a person could be a top of the game pop star and also win an Oscar and then turn around and now have potentially another Oscar winning movie. I was a fan of the trailer.
I think that woman's on her way to an EGOT. Right? Like, she's got a bunch of awards.
I just think it's inspiring. You know, like, that means...
no, good for her. Doesn't mean I enjoy it.
There's potential for us to do anything we want in the world.
I don't know that that's true. I don't know.
What if Lady Gaga can make it happen for her? Like, I don't think she started with any more advantages
who, like, shits talent and glitter is capable of doing it. You and I can do anything? Like,
you don't think I can drag my suitcases to different bars around New York and perform for them and create an empire?
100% no. Like, honestly, I've spent thousands of dollars on voice lessons, and it's like, that's not something you can buy.
Oh, so now you are confirming your voice lessons didn't do shit for you.
Fine. I'll admit it. I can't sing. I hope you feel good about yourself. I hope you feel really good about yourself.
Now, today's episode, we didn't want to leave you high and dry. Really, the only thing that we salvaged from the show, like, we picked back up to do our ad reads, so you will get to see how fabulous we looked.
Also, I looked good. I made a bold choice that day with highlighter orange
lips.
And I felt cool as fuck. So I'm glad we were at least airing the ads.
And yeah, we're airing the ads. I think the advice segment was also tied in with the time that we rolled the ads. So we'll end on a really positive advice though.
Right.
But we're kind of just flying by the wing of our seats.
We decided we were going to have our first cups of coffee this morning together with you, our thirsty audience. And
here we are.
that meant that I sat in an hour of traffic with 2 brutal car accidents before even having a cup of fucking coffee. And on the way out of the house, I got hit in the face by my neighbor's sprinklers.
I thought the bad news for you was over.
I did too. I thought this was the rule of 3s. So, and you know, maybe...
Do you want to take us through your bad day yesterday? I don't know what the first bad thing was.
Well, I do.
And Lizzie also, so I was like, oh, this episode's going to be cute. It's going to be intimate. Like, we just have one camera angle. So I'm going to roll out of bed, like, haven't showered. My face is still, like, oily. And I thought Lizzie
Me too.
had
This
said,
is how I wake up.
Me too. And she shows up with a full face of makeup and she goes, hell no, I wasn't coming with no makeup. And
No, I told you that last night. I was like, my hair will be disgusting. But I have too much pride to not cake this face.
And I guess I just read the text wrong because I was panic setting this up because I thought we were going to film at 7:30, but the world had different plans for us.
Which honestly I think is kind of okay because we can go without dwelling too much on the past because our audience doesn't know what had happened in that episode.
It was really alarming.
But moving forward, let's let sleeping dogs lie and like approach this as a new dawn, a new day.
It's really hard to
a
do
new
that.
life. Let it go.
It was our first technical malfunction to the point where we weren't able to post an episode in almost a year.
I think a little less than a year. How long? You said 7 months.
I don't
know how to gauge it. I just know because of Apple numbers the episodes. So that's how I know where we're at. So this is episode 40, which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. The episode 40 was the one that went down the hill for us initially.
Yeah, interesting. Anyways, what I was going to say was... what? Now I don't know what my...
Your terrible day.
So we got a call. First off, let's backtrack. On Monday, you said you went to see the movie Old. And I said, no spoilers, please, because I would like to see the movie Old. And your review was, and I quote, it's kind of an interesting start, then it gets boring in the middle, and then the end is really interesting. None of those words were, that movie is a dumpster fire.
Whoa.
Atrocity.
What?
And so we went straight to see Old after we shot here. Me and Joe and James went to go see Old. People were walking out of the theater.
Well,
I swear to God. It was so bad. In the middle of it, I found myself laughing hysterically because the performances felt like high school students who were doing material that was well over their head, but also really poorly written. And it just never ended.
So I did laugh sometimes at the performances, but I didn't, and out loud in the theater. It was hard for me to gauge an audience reaction because there was only one other person in our theater. And I, by design, like I went and searched out like a theater that was going to have nobody in it.
Yeah.
And just because like I don't like seeing people.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't gauge an audience reaction. There were a few times where I looked to Shane and I said, was the acting just like really, really bad? But
oh yeah, it was insane.
I don't know if it was like the actor, the way it was directed, the line, or if it was supposed to be a little campy like that. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
In my heart of hearts, I don't know that was supposed to be campy at all. I think it was supposed to be a super sincere exploration of what it means to live your life to the fullest in a day. And like one of the end lines is like, do you ever think that people like us like really play? Or like, are we only playing because we're like actually kids just in 50-year-olds' bodies? Like, what the fuck?
I did.
And the twist is not a twist. It's just like a plot, another plot point at the end of the film that doesn't make any of it make any sense.
It brought me back in though. Like I did lose. Like I was like, all right.
It was like a Deus Ex Machina ending where like the theater gods were like, it is over and here is why.
Okay, here's what I'll say. I haven't made a movie, but like even trying to make a podcast, it's very hard.
Okay. You cannot compare struggling to make an independent podcast, self-producing shit, to M. Night Shyamalan's millions of dollars that he had to make that film.
Okay, so you do like M. Night Shyamalan movies, just not this one specifically.
No, I mean, like, I'm down with some of them. Also, he was in this way too much. Also, at your movie theater, was there the sort of preface of him saying like, hey, thanks for coming to the theater?
No.
Oh, when we sat down in the movie theater, there was this M. Night Shyamalan, looked like he was in a hotel room, and he just was like looking straight to camera, and like low key, this shit felt like an ISIS video. Like, I swear to God, he seemed like there was someone on the opposite end of the camera, like holding a gun to his head, like, you say nice things, M. Night. And so he's like, hi, I just want to thank all of you for coming back to the theater, and I've missed all of you very much, and this is a big part of magic.
I think
and it was nice. It was nice, but it was also like he seemed unwell in the video.
Let me see. Old Rotten Tomatoes.
Here's the other thing. I don't read reviews on M. Night Shyamalan movies because I want to be surprised.
Oh, no.
It's bad, huh?
It's bad, yeah.
Yeah. And James was like, oh, I wasn't surprised at all. And I literally will not read a review for movies like that.
49 tomato meter, 52 audience score. And I mean, I did appreciate the last 30 minutes. Like, I had a good time in the last 30 minutes.
That's insane.
I'll say it.
That's insane.
And then I did watch some behind the scenes of it. And I don't know. I'm no film critic, though. Like, I'm no filmophile.
So I've made a handful of really shitty, terrible movies. So I'm like an expert in bad films. This is one of them.
Right.
It takes a piece of shit to recognize a piece of shit. And that is what I did on Monday.
I wish him the best. I think he's made good movies.
No, I love him. I love him. Signs was sick.
Okay.
I rewatched The Sixth Sense the other day. I often try to emulate some of M. Night's earlier stuff. Constantly I find myself slightly afraid of The Happening.
So this one wasn't for you.
This one wasn't for me.
Okay.
And also I was only afraid of The Happening.
And if this is the first of your 3 bad news moments, I feel like I don't feel that bad for you. That was not like a bad moment. Like, I went to a bad movie. The second one
is I have to leave my home.
Which, you bitch. Okay, and that is like Lizzie, like 10 minutes before I had to break the news to her that like, oh, we might have to re-record a podcast. She got some news. Today's episode is sponsored by Honey, who I love so much. They support our show a lot, and it is literally one of my favorites. We all shop online, and searching for a coupon code is such a nightmare. But with Honey, they automatically scour the internet for the best coupon codes when you check out, when you buy anything online, and immediately apply any and every coupon at checkout. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online, ranging from tech and gaming products to popular fashion brands and even food delivery. So just imagine you're shopping at your favorite clothing store, you go to checkout, bam, Honey's gonna scour. It's gonna say, oh my gosh, you have this or this coupon. You select it, and immediately save money for doing nothing but having Honey installed. Recently, I was buying a brand new pair of running shoes.
Ooh.
Went to check out. Saved me $13 at checkout. Just like that, it is beautiful. Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings.
If you don't already have Honey, you are wasting y'all money.
There's literally no reason not to have Honey. If you don't, you're straight up missing out on savings that you could have, like I said, for free. It's free, and you can install it in just 2 seconds. Literally click, it lives on your desktop browser, and you'll be saving money in no time. I wouldn't recommend something to you that I don't actually use. So get it, save money, and help support our podcast. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/sip. That's joinhoney.com/sip to start saving today.
Yeah, so we got a call from the person who owns our house, which is shocking because, like, low key, I've been saying for years that man is either dead or like straight up doesn't exist. And it's like
never heard of him.
We've never heard from him, never, and he's always been in China. Like, there's just some there's some weird stuff going down there. Anyways, he exists. He has a crazy voice. And
wait, you talked to him directly? It wasn't even the property manager?
No, it's a voicemail.
Okay.
But yeah, it was him directly saying, I want to sell this house. Do you guys want to buy it? And like, the answer is we're all super emotionally attached to that house. But it is a poor investment because it's like you're buying the property, not the house. Like, everything in it. I think it's very charming. And like, the other day I was showing you a house I want to move into instead, which is just like the house I'm in right now. But it's a house that when you clean it, it gets clean.
Right. Like we've talked about the black mold before.
Yeah,
and
but
then,
I got
like,
rid of the
you
mold, so I don't think it was black mold, Katie.
cleaning the chimney forever and it's still not getting clean. It's just
Yeah.
an older house. The lot is ideal because it's in a
Yeah.
great location and you have a huge yard, which in Los Angeles that doesn't exist.
No.
And then you also have sentimental ties to it, being that you got engaged in that
I
backyard.
met Joe there. We got engaged back there. Like, I got Bubs there. Like,
And then you're just like me and you're a Taurus and we like nest in our homes and have mental breakdowns thinking at the thought of changing anything in our lives.
yeah. But then there's also like the side of me, which is, okay, I need to stop hoarding so much. Like, I have like boxes of shit that I haven't opened in years. Like, what am I doing with that?
Yeah.
I have a box with 12 mannequin heads in it. Just in case. Just in case,
the
guys.
day comes.
Like, what is that?
But-
so that could be, that's, a coin toss. Like, I'm super sad about it. I hate moving. Like,
Well,
I'm
now
not
you're
into
even
it.
killed because you've
Yeah.
had time to think about it. Last night you were like very emotional about
Yeah.
it, which I understand. So now you're getting the calmed version of Lizzie.
I mean, it takes 5 seconds to remember that, like, nothing happens in this world without purpose. So, and I know no matter what, I will be okay no matter where I am.
But I also think this push for you will push you to something better. Like in terms of even
yeah, we're already-
creativity,
Yeah.
fresh starts, new beginnings. Like
Yeah.
because you wouldn't have left that if you weren't to get kicked out of that house, you wouldn't have left that house.
No, unless I was, like, pregnant.
Right.
Oh, maybe this goes on with everybody thinking maybe I am pregnant. I'm
Gonna
just
feed
kidding.
them? You want to? Okay, you can address your audience.
Well, you guys.
Which
Here's the deal.
Okay, yeah.
Here's the deal. Last week, I put a little bit of red blush on my nose because I wanted to try the e-girl look. And here's the deal. It's not for me. It made me look swollener than I actually am. And a few of you are asking if I'm pregnant and I don't know it. And here's the deal. I'm not pregnant and I don't know it. It hurts my feelings when you say I look pregnant because I'm not, and I'm not swollen. I just had a red nose.
It is weird that as a society we push that on women, like especially
Yeah.
entertainers. It's like, oh, they look a little more fluffy or bloated today.
You think I'm entertaining?
Well, yeah, you're definitely entertaining. I was saying last time we recorded this episode that I think there's more of your audience than mine, and then I got jealous that I don't have an audience, and then I remembered I have
you're
an audience.
mermaids of Rylantis.
And so I need the mermaids to show up for me and
Scuttle up,
this
guys.
podcast, because I know there's mermaids out there, but they don't go as well. They're not as vocal on the podcast. Like a mermaid here.
I don't know that that's true. I've seen some mermaids doing a roll call. I've seen a Mermaids of Rylantis roll call. I swear to God.
Okay.
At least a few times.
All right. Well, you just coin your audience directly all the time.
It's because I'm new to and I didn't know how to do it, but I do appreciate that they identify.
When are you going to name your audience? Though?
They're my audience.
That's their category.
I mean, I guess they call themselves Lizzie's audience.
Should you have like a my audience T-shirt? Maybe we should release some new merch.
I think it would say Lizzie's audience.
Oh, right.
But depending on how you pronounce my name, it could be anything. And if someone spell it Lizzzie.
And that really annoys her.
And it's not that it annoys me, but it makes me feel. It just reminds me of the fact that I started my life with no one teaching me how to spell my name.
Well, did you choose the spelling of your name? Is that why
It was like the first day of kindergarten, and I'd never been told how to write my name. And they were like, write your name. And I was like, does everyone else know how to write their name? And they were
because-
like, yeah, we do. And I was like, yeah, me too. I don't know how to write my name. I'm not a fucking idiot.
Because your real name is Elizabeth, you coined the nickname Lizzie, but since you didn't know how to spell it, so you created the spelling of Lizzie.
Yeah. So like if you go through, like, my mom's kept all of my school stuff from every year because she's a sweetie patootie.
Right.
And like kindergarten stuff is like LI 15 Z's and then an E with like 8 dashes out the side of it because I didn't know how to make an E either. But Liz E made sense for a little girl named Lizzie.
Yeah.
It was all whatever. I'm thriving now. I still don't know how to spell.
Well, can we go back into my weird confession? Because I did want to have a segment. You already forgot my weird confession. That's how much of an imprint it didn't leave upon you.
I was having a rough day.
Yeah, I know.
What was your weird?
Well, I wanted to do a segment like weird. Well, no, I already forgot what I was. What is it called?
See,
Confessions.
I was gonna say you forgot your weird confession.
No, I didn't forget my weird confession.
What's your weird confession?
My weird. I can't sing.
Because these are my confessions.
That I like the smell of my own BO.
Oh, that's right. That is fucking weird. That is fucking weird.
No, yeah, I was running on the treadmill because, also, thank you everyone for your hot tips last week. I have been feeling a lot better. I'm like 90% there. I got a haircut. You can't tell now because I haven't showered yet.
Right.
But I am feeling like a brand new girl. Lizzie was late because of traffic, so I just finished doing my neti pot. So I'm on a different lifestyle now where I'm really taking care of myself.
You got a
and my
neti pot
allergies.
because the mermaids told you to? Mm-hmm. Love that.
They were saying that works really well, and it has been a bit of a game changer. I've taken a lot of your hot tips, mermaids.
Swimming strong.
And so I finally felt up to working out again. So for the last 2 days, I've been going full blown. And, I do a check-in when I'm working out to see if I smell.
Yeah.
And every time I do it, I kind of like it and smell again.
Uh-huh.
And so I think I've kind of decided I like my BO. And there's also this element to it that if I'm creating BO, that I'm working out hard, which makes me feel good because I've been productive in my workout. And then it just, the smell doesn't actually bother me.
Okay.
So I don't know. I was just wondering if anyone else is like that.
I'm sure.
Do people like their own fart smells?
I don't mind my own fart smell.
So maybe it's like that.
And sometimes I'm a little bit oh, I did that, That's my work,
I'm fine with my farts too, but every once in a while I will get a surprise where I'm like, that's not.
Like that. Go to the doctor. Something crawled up there and fucking died.
Yeah, Shane's been begging me to go to the doctor for a long time anyways.
About your farts?
Well, no, yes, because my stomach issue, I have my farting position. So
Yeah.
he's concerned that it's something larger than just a person that accumulates a lot of gas. Because do you have a lot of gas? Would you say abnormal?
I mean, if I'm eating things that I know upset me, for sure.
Well, I eat a lot of salads and oats, and I think it's just I have a high fiber diet. What can I say?
I will say this, I do know now that I'm my body doesn't tolerate some things, and I know because it makes my tummy hurt and it makes me have rancid gas. If you have rancid gas, that's not because you have a high fiber diet. That's because something's not mixing well with your tummy acids.
Right.
I'm not a doctor. I've just intuited that fact because whenever I have dried mango, I shit myself. So I stopped doing that.
Interesting. Does mango even have a lot of fiber, or it's just something about the genetic makeup?
I'm just saying I don't think my body's down with it. It's just not today, no thank you, not tomorrow, not any other day. Mm-hmm. And here's something else I wanted to talk about because I think it's exciting how the news is unraveling.
Okay.
That guy, Tom, whatever, that you're into because he's a diver.
Oh my gosh.
These people don't know.
Interested.
You can't talk about things that didn't happen for our audience.
I can because I was all excited about talking about Tom Daly, and Lizzie just shut it down. She was like,
I didn't.
Nope, we're
honestly, I could care less about the Olympics until this morning.
Well, okay, before we get into Tom, what is it about us? I feel like we don't care about the Olympics, and we're the only ones. Everyone else in the world
lives for it.
Although we did go eat lunch the other day and the Olympics were on, and I was mesmerized by the diving. Do you remember?
I do.
Was like,
you were into the diving. Maybe it's just because I'm busy.
That's it.
Is it because I have things to do that I just don't care?
We're so
For
busy.
me, the Olympics just represents sad summers. I'm 11 and we don't have cable, so I have bunny ears on my TV and I'm rigging them so that I can get a slightly clearer picture that still has an ant race going across it. And the only thing I can watch is the fucking general car insurance commercials and the fucking Olympics. It's triggering for me. Anyways, Tom.
Yes, let me bring out my rundown from Monday. I'm ready. Share your thoughts.
So Ryland was excited to talk about Tom Daley, who was pictured knitting in the audience
Went
watching. Went viral. Everyone knows. They know. This is old news.
Do they?
Yeah,
I guess
everybody
everyone's
knows.
in on the Olympics but us.
Everybody knows that Tom was knitting, but the news flash that I heard this morning is that he was knitting for a dog. It was a dog jumper. And then you showed me his Instagram, and it's a wiener dog wearing a fucking jumper. And there's nothing like, my God, am I into that?
And that's why I dived into Tom for a few reasons.
Oh, I see what you did there.
And I didn't even mean to.
What a splash.
I was like, okay, is this man diving? Is he so unbothered by his competition that he does his dive and then he's like, I know I'm going to win. So it's doesn't even need to view the competition.
Yeah.
And then I started looking further and further into it. And yeah, I discovered he has a whole knitting Instagram account and he's wonderful at it. And then I realized he's young.
How talentless we are.
He's younger than me and has won an Olympic gold medal. He also has a husband. He already has a child. And I'm just like, how is Tom Daley 27? I really feel inadequate when I look at
how old is his husband?
Life. I haven't looked that far into it.
I mean, I hope his husband's 42.
He has a YouTube channel where he will take other people diving. So I just really
Maybe you should
fell
call him
down.
and go diving.
I mean, I don't know if he lives in the UK, but if he's ever here, I'm down to collab with Tom Daley because
if you want to go to the UK and dive with Tom, I will go to the UK and dive with Tom. I won't dive, but I'll go to the UK with you.
Oh, now she likes Tom.
No, I would like to go to the UK with you.
And then it's just swimmers are so fit and there's so many levels of me feeling inadequate comparing myself to Tom Daley that I just I need him to stop being great at everything.
Are you in love with Tom Daley?
No, not in a sexual way.
Right.
I love my man.
Right.
But I just am wow, he's already accomplished everything I thought that I could accomplish in my life.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Olympic gold medalist, diver, dad, all by the age of 27. So I just really wanted to,
I get
highlight his success. And now he's really now he is playing into it. He's making, or maybe just because I've searched him, he's in all my headlines, but now I can't open Google News without escaping Tom Daley. It's just Tom Daley it's a shrine of Tom Daley in my Google News.
He is all over the place. And I think it's probably because he's a honey. He's a hottie. He's a hottie who knits.
Who knits?
Are you kidding?
I'm going to start knitting. No, I'm not. I always think...
Well, you were also going to start diving.
And I was also going to start, actually being domesticated and,
cooking.
Yeah, so, that's my fantasy. I'm when I move to Colorado eventually, it's yes, I'm going to do all these domesticated things, but...
I'll have to teach you how to chop before you go.
Let me see what else we can potentially talk about.
And then... There was another plot twist in the Olympics.
What?
Simone Biles came back. That bitch fucking tiptoed across that beam and brought home a fucking bronze medal for herself in her second Olympics.
Which is incredible.
Yeah, go girl.
Go girl. All about it.
Honestly, I'm such a fucking wimp ass bitch. I don't even know how to say it, but I'm afraid of most things. I won't even walk on a beam. I couldn't even stand up on a beam without having a light head and feeling oh, this is where I die. Even if I'm just walking, I'd have to crawl across it because I don't feel right standing, let alone. And the other thing is biologically, I don't understand. I don't understand how the body does what the body does on the beam. When they do those little flippy-doos, you know what I mean? One foot's on the beam and then one leg's up and they just do a 360 with the leg. Makes no sense to me how ligaments aren't tearing and the fucking limbs aren't flying off and none of it makes sense to me.
See, and yes, I am the most fascinated by gymnastics and diving. I think my problem with the Olympics is that we're not the type of household that has regular TV up and running all the time. So it's to go over there just doesn't work in my brain because I don't go over to the regular TV for anything.
Yeah, I don't.
But I do want to go back and watch all the diving and I'm sure it's on YouTube.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing, this shit goes on all the time. People are diving all the time. These dudes didn't just start diving in the Summer Olympics. If I gave a flying fuck about these sports, I would watch them.
They are
every
fascinating.
Year, I wouldn't wait for the Olympics to give a shit.
That I am a gymnast, right?
I do know you're a gymnast.
I could whip out a back handspring right here, right now.
Try it. Let me know how that goes. Couple of things break in here. Tight space, baby. No, I know you're a little fliptastic.
Okay.
I think you're great. I think you've accomplished a lot.
And I think Simone's great, and I think Tom Daly's great.
I
Those might be
personally
the
am
only-
here for Tom Daly's fucking dog. Who I think is awesome. And I'd love to know more about that dog. Honestly, what's he up to?
Today's episode is also supported by MeUndies, who supports our show a lot and we love so much. Now, you know how a lot of people say, imagine everyone in their underwear to make you feel more comfortable. Well, MeUndies actually believes comfort does not start with imagining, but instead it starts with the actual comfort. That's why they make the softest undies in fun prints to help you feel comfortable at your core, so you can feel ready to take on anything. No half-naked room necessary.
Love that.
I personally love MeUndies boxers. They are just like buttery smooth and soft. I am more plain, so I get the plain colors, but if you're vibrant, you can get colors, prints, anything and everything. They fit nicely. I'm very picky and specific about how my boxers fit, and MeUndies, they do the trick. MeUndies designs limited edition prints, like I said, so all the time you can express yourself every single day. Building your undie collection and picking out which lucky pair gets to meet your butt for the day has never been so fun. Choose prints with corgis, chicken nuggets, your zodiac sign, goofy puns, and so much more. MeUndies also releases collabs with some pretty big names like the Rolling Stones and even Space Jam: A New Legacy. But you have to grab them fast because once they're gone for good. Cue the saddest violin. All right, you guys, MeUndies has a great offer for all of our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they'll refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions. To get 15% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/sip. That's MeUndies.com/sip for 15% off your first order and free shipping.
Recording.
Right, take two. Sorry.
Was reminiscent of Chris.
What?
Was reminiscent of Chris.
Yeah.
I miss him.
We love Chris.
Chris, I was driving here and thinking, wow, what is the sip without Chris?
Nothing, honestly.
Nothing, honestly.
We're nothing without Chris.
It's a bad vibe.
It's a very bad vibe. And
Because usually I look to Chris like this. And he's like right there.
and you talk to him.
I go, Chris?
When I won't laugh at you, he will.
Yeah.
He's everything good that we are.
It's like Chris hears me and sees me and is okay with it. You know, and I think everyone deserves a Chris. And here's something that I think is important. I hope everybody lives their day as if Chris is over their shoulder just getting them. What?
What's going on with... Oh.
Is it twisted?
Well, I was just confused about your necklace.
Wait, what's going on with it?
Well, you have really like a red spot, so I was wondering if it was
itched.
like... What's the deal with that? Is cheap jewelry, does that do that?
No, I have sensitive skin, so I'm constantly itching, and the second I itch, I turn hot lava red.
I'm trying to see what we missed.
Well, I wanted to talk about something that's very important. As my audience, of whom Josh Peck might be a member.
You're...
Honest to
He's
God.
a lizard. I think your audience are lizards.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
I'm a lizard.
I don't like that at all. But I will say, quick segue, our like lever. What?
You have just a little flake. Oh, I hope they couldn't
Did you
see it.
get it?
There's a little flake of lipstick. Yeah, I got it.
God help me.
I got you, baby girl.
I'm having a rough day. Anyways, our romance name, our couple name, whatever, is not Lizland.
Okay.
It's Rizzy.
Oh.
The people have spoken in the comment section, and you guys were right. It was a huge missed opportunity. Obviously, we're Rizzy, not Lizland.
Obviously.
We could be Rizzy Lizland because it actually
Rizzy
that
Lizland.
rolls. Yeah, that rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, like that's our spousal name.
Or that's our couple name, like Bennifer. We're Rizzy Lizland.
Rizzy Lizland.
Okay, cool. New merch coming your way.
Hey,
2026.
everybody. Welcome to the sip. Rizzy Rizland here.
The sip with the Rizzy Lizland.
We can't even do it.
No, we can't.
Why?
What's wrong? What did it say?
Not more technical difficulties.
What did it say?
Fuck.
What's it say?
All right. Take 4. Wow. Okay.
Like, swear to God, I'm not joking. I am now very afraid to drive home.
We're literally cursed right now. So memory died. No, we ran out of memory. God, because we don't have Chris. And then we got 3 more minutes in and realized we weren't recording on the audio. We need help.
Somebody help us.
What did they miss?
What I've been trying to say for the past 72 hours is I'm positive Josh Peck is a member of my audience. And here is why. I hike Fryman Canyon every day. You should know because I ask you to go with me every day and you are unavailable.
Except for when I went and got a haircut and she was unavailable and Scream texted me, I'm busy.
Because that's all I hear from you. Anyways, back into this story. So I'm hiking Fryman and I'm going an opposite way around than I usually go because, as I said in the last take, I like to keep people who are stalking me to snatch me guessing. I will never leave my house at the same time twice. I will never go on the same trail the same way more than once.
Unless you're with a partner.
Unless I'm with a partner. So if you're trying to grab me, all you can know to expect is the unexpected. So fuck you, leave me alone, let me live, please don't snatch me. Anyways, I'm walking up the mountain and around the opposite way than I usually go. And also it's against the flow of traffic to some degree because most people go up the other way. And I'm coming down the mountain. And all of a sudden I see this man who's also alone. And I swear we were kind of looking at each other because I was like locking in and doing that thing you do when you think you recognize someone, but you can't really see that far. So you're like this and like cocking your head, but like staring directly at them. And I swear he was doing the same thing at me. But to be fair, like I can't really see that far. So maybe he wasn't. And then I started thinking, wow, is that Josh Peck? And the closer he got, I was like, oh yeah, that is Josh Peck. And I swear he was looking back at me.
So you think he's a lizard?
I think he's not a lizard. Not a lizard, but a member of Lizzie's audience.
Or do you think he thought you were like another famous redhead, like Jessica Chastain or like...
I mean, I don't think I look like Jessica Chastain.
Well, that's just the first redheadist.
Anyways, Josh, if you're watching, sound out in the comments below. And I think he should come on our show.
I mean, he has a new show to promote.
Yeah.
Turner and Hooch.
Yeah.
I've seen him popping up on different podcasts all over the place.
I love him.
And so
apparently he loves our show and me.
You have an affinity for Josh Peck?
I mean, I don't not like Josh Peck. He seems like I don't know much about Josh Peck. I didn't even know his last name was Peck until Monday. I thought he was Josh of Drake and Josh.
I mean, he is that too. Coughs are coming back.
Oh, great.
I'm getting to that point where like you talk and cough.
Yeah. Everybody makes it to that point if they're lucky.
So, is that all?
I mean, that's all I had to say about Josh. And then I think even though our last episode is unusable to the degree of which we're here right now recording, I think there is one tiny bit of the fucked up audio that we should play. And I don't mean to put you on the spot. And I say this with so much love. And I'm going to harken back to like, I think one of our first podcasts where I declared and you agreed that you are situationally hysterical because you are low-key unaware of some things.
Yeah, like I'm not a comedian, but yeah.
Yeah.
I had a Jessica Simpson moment. Her tuna fish moment. I had the equivalent of that.
I think we should play that segment.
I hope it's not long. I mean, bear with the audio. It's probably, preface it by saying Lizzie was going to make a big crab dinner. And I got offended because crabs, it's like, yes.
He was worried about the crab's feelings.
Well, not even the crab's feelings. The person eating the crab, because you're literally
They're going to hear it.
the...
They're going to hear it. And it all culminated in you not knowing that sea life qualifies as an animal. Roll the tape.
And then you start thinking about eating crab, and you're literally breaking apart the animal.
Yeah.
Is it an animal?
Yeah, it's a crab. Are you joking?
Well, I didn't know if crab was... I didn't know if it was a fish or an animal.
I mean, fish are animals.
Wow.
I'm so disturbed right now. Like, I honestly don't know what's happening.
Did I just have Jessica Simpson?
I honestly am sorry.
I think I gotta go. I think I've got to exit the chat. Do you want to do the rest of this with Chris?
You honestly believe believe that there was a difference between fish and animals?
No, I just had a slip of the mouth.
Really? Did you honestly believe that there's not a difference? Because I thought it might have been a slip of the mouth, but the way that you're responding makes me feel like it wasn't. And we're back.
I don't know what to say about that one. Like, I wish I could disappear into the abyss.
I mean, those are big words for a man who didn't know that fish were animals. So I'd say that's growth. I think that's growth. And it was poetic. And should we throw it back to the parts of the episode that are usable so people can know how fabulous I looked with my bright orange lipstick?
So we picked back up for the ads and also did an advice segment. So I think we'll leave you with one of our advice, though, segments. And next week, this won't be so much of a shit show.
Maybe.
Hopefully. I mean, fingers crossed. Episode 40 was like semi-cursed.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
All right. Here's...
Advice. Oh, right.
We get it better in real time.
It'll be in the thing. It'll be in the thing. We killed it in the thing.
We killed it back then. Okay, I wanted to end on one segment of advice, though. So I was reading through this morning. We're getting really good at that.
We are. I can tell now when you make eye contact with me. Last week I was a little lost.
Uh-huh.
But now I know when
Now
you look at
you're
me,
here.
it's because you want to say something in unison. And I love that. Give me that. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Did you forget your wedding ring?
No, this isn't my wedding hand.
I know. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Do you want to read it again?
Ooh.
I kind of enjoyed you reading.
Ooh. Hi.
Hey, girl.
I have a submission for the advice segment. I am a 24-year-old female, and I've always thought that I was straight. I've always been in one serious relationship and didn't enjoy the makeouts or the sex, and I thought it was just because it was a bad relationship all around. Now I'm finding myself attracted to more women and thinking about what sex would be like with a woman, and I'm confused on where my sexuality is. I've always been more attracted to more feminine men, but I also thought it was just a preference. What do I do?
So, I mean, this is pretty much exactly my experience. I had mine at like 19, but I didn't grow up, and I'm regurgitating information, but I didn't grow up with like gay role models, and there weren't a lot of gay couples on TV that I watched. So I like just never really explored the option that I might be gay. Like all I had was like kind of like getting like, oh my gosh, the like men in the underwear segment of the JCPenney's ads are like pretty hot.
Wow,
but like I didn't think
JCPenney's
that
ads?
didn't make me think I was gay for some reason. Like it didn't click. Like that was my first aha moment, but it didn't click. And it wasn't until like I like started, I did have interest from girls in high school, which thank you, everyone.
The way that you just said that, like it was like an accolade. Like women did want this dick.
But like I never wanted to take the next step. Like we would make out and it was like I felt like it should have been more exciting. Like it never like got me super excited. Like my best friend would always be like, why don't you like make her your girlfriend? And I just had like, I never had.
Yeah, you're like, because she doesn't have a penis.
But I didn't even know that. And so it wasn't until like I got further and further in my curiosity like you. And then I actually tried something with a man and it like sparks flew. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like I could taste the rainbow. It's like, this makes sense because it's so like,
cute and
it
funny.
really was this like crazy moments like, oh, my whole life up to now was a lie. Like it wasn't that I wasn't ever gay. It's that I hadn't had the revelation. And then the first time I finally hooked up with a guy, like, didn't even matter who he was. It was like, oh my God, this is what I've been missing out on my whole life. And so I think, and you might be bi, you might not, but I think if you're having these thoughts, you really need to explore it, and it will become clear very fast after you have some experiences.
Yeah, I mean, like, kiss a girl and see if you like it. Listen to Katy Perry. Like, but I also do feel like sexuality is sort of a spectrum, right? So, like,
definitely.
And I also feel like your sexuality isn't necessarily something, and this is just me, like honestly, this is just me, so take it all with a grain of salt. Like I'm not a doctor or anything, but I feel like just because a label or a word exists that people identify with doesn't mean that it necessarily fits you. Because I think that everybody's super unique or whatever. So like try what you want to try. And like, I don't know, do you feel liberated by I mean, I guess.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She might not be gay. She might be bi.
Right.
She might be straight. But it's
Right,
like,
but it's
if
like-
you're having the inclinations,
Yeah.
I think acting on it and letting yourself explore, it will
Yeah.
become clear to you.
Right.
And even if you are bi and will date men and women,
Yeah.
at least you'll know that you're open to that. And I think the further you walk in life and experience things, I would just say don't hold yourself back. That's the worst thing you can do.
Don't hold yourself back, and don't think that you are defined by a label specifically, but like, what do you like? Like, find out what excites you, what tastes like the
Yeah.
rainbow to you. It's like, I never had a Nerds Rope cluster. And then I did, and I was like, oh my God, this is who I am.
Well, even in a straight relationship, it's
Exactly.
like, or in a gay relationship, it's like by dating people, by putting yourself out there, you
Yeah.
find out what is good and bad for you.
Yeah.
Even within like me, like saying, okay, I'm gay, having like my first like flings in my 20s, it really like defined to me what's important,
Yeah.
what I like, what I don't like. So I think just get out there and go. Don't hold
Yeah.
yourself back
Yeah.
or limit yourself.
Yeah, I like the most, where it's just sort of like, go out, and if you have an inclination to try something, try it. Be safe, respect yourself, but don't be held back by what you think is, societally accepted as
Right.
appropriate.
Which I
or-
know also can be hard if you're not in a super, like California, that's
Right, it's easy to
easier to say,
say,
than
yeah.
done. Can I see this thing?
Oh, this thing?
We're running out of time in 1 minute, so we've got to exit
Oh
the
my
show.
God.
If you want to submit your advice or leave comments about the show in general, you can leave us a voicemail or text this number 747-217-2370 or email us at contactthesip@gmail.com. It will always be anonymous unless you tell us you want your name to be stated or
Yeah.
we call you. That's all for the show today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back next Wednesday. If you want to follow us on social media, we're at The Sip Official. We're also on there personally. Make sure you tell 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 of your friends that you love our podcast. Do you have anything to add?
very hot.
Oh my God, we're going to lose you in 7
got
seconds.
20 oh,
Thank you so much. We love you.
We love you.
Goodbye.
And that's the,
No, let's do
wait,
it. And that's the sip. Did we get it, Chris?
Are we on?
Got it.
We're in? Ah!